In this chapter I'm going to show you how we can make a filter for a turtle pond. In turtle stores we can find a series of commercial filters that can be used for a turtle pond. For example, like those. Those commercial filters are very expensive and they don't always fulfill the needs of our turtles. Sometimes they exaggerate their qualities and they don't perform as well. So we're going to make our own turtle filter, our own filter for the water of our turtle pond. With that in mind, I started looking for the perfect box to make a filter for my aquarium. I went through many stores, hardware stores, looking for these organized boxes, and none of them really was perfect for what I needed. The size wasn't appropriate, the material was polyethylene, and that material is not appropriate for sticking it with silicone. The plastic was very thin, it breaks very easily. I was really frustrated with what I was finding. But then I noticed that in my house I had the perfect box. I didn't see it. But I found this toolbox I'm not using. It's very old, but it's in perfect condition. I only had to take off the cover, and the size is perfect, the volume is perfect, and it's polypropylene. So I take the cover off. The same cover I will use it later to cover it when it's in use, so it doesn't get spoiled with dirt floating in from the air. But to prepare the box, I take the cover off. If we're going to make a filter for our aquarium ourselves, a do-it-yourself filter, we have to follow the principles of filtering. And those are that we start off with a coarse filter on the entry of the water. That coarse filter can be a floss like this. It's very coarse and will remove all the big particles that the water drags into our filter. After that layer, below it, we have a layer of a more dense filter, a sponge that is similar to the first one but is more dense. So it will pick up smaller particles than the first layer. And below that we have another sponge, more denser still, which will pick up even smaller particles. So the first section of the box is a separated section where only we have sponges of different density picking up big particles. After that, we have a second section where we have activated carbon, which will eliminate all the chemicals, some chemicals in the water, and especially the bad odors. After that section, we have a third section with ceramic parts that are very useful for creating an environment where we can develop a colony of bacteria, useful bacteria. Bacteria will transform the ammonia of a turtle's piss into nitrite. And then we have other bacteria in the same colony that will transform the nitrite into nitrate. And that nitrate is not as toxic as the nitrite and ammonia, and additionally can be useful for the plants we might have in the aquarium. Finally, we have a fourth section where there's no elements for filtrating the water. Instead, it's a pool that will have a high level of water permanently, so that the pump that takes the water up to the aquarium always has water in its tubes, in its pipes. If there is no water in the pipes of the pump, it will not be able to pump the water up to the aquarium. So we will always have a level of water inside our filtering box. To create four sections here, we have to place three elements dividing the space. These can be thick sheets of glass, plastic, ceramic, or acrylic. The important thing is we have to be able to fix it to the walls of the box, and we should be able to make holes in it. As we can't make holes in glass because it's much too expensive, we can't use glass for these separators. And we can't use polyethylene because I've found that that kind of material is incapable of being fixed with silicone. Those boxes are sold in hardware stores as organizers. All those are made of polyethylene that doesn't stick well with silicone. So preferably glass, acrylic or ceramic sheets. I can't use glass because I have to make holes in the glass, and that comes out too much expensive and difficult to do. Whatever we use here to separate the different sections, be it ceramic or plastic, we will have to fix it in place very well, because the flow of water should not move it or get it out of place and then have all the filtering media mixed up. Now, I have a leftover of acrylic from something else. I've made some holes in it which should be able to let all the water pass there, and now I simply have to cut it to size. And this I'm going to stick it on with silicone. Okay, before we start putting the divisions in the box, we have to make sure how we're going to connect our motor to the box. This is an old motor of a washing machine. The washing machine broke down, so I rescued the motor, and this motor isn't placed inside the water. It has to be external. So I have to cut out a hole there and connect it in that position. I also have another motor that this one goes inside the water, and I'm going to use this as an emergency motor in case this motor fails. Now this motor and the box will all go placed on one section of wood, so it all stays neatly fixed together. I don't want the vibrations of the motor to cause something that will separate the motor from the box, or we'll have problems with leaking water. So now we're going to do the hole here and start with the divisions. If needed, we can put a bit of silicone there to make sure it's perfectly tight. As I said, the cut got quite far out the line it should go, even cracked the acrylic here. So I have to fix this now, get it straight. Okay, we've got our first separator made in acrylic. It's got its holes in it, and this one I'll use it as my template to cut all the other ones. It should be placed about here, and here goes the water comes in here and should shower over the floss that is up to around that level. And goes through the floss and then comes out to the next. Now this tube will be placed there, and with a threaded union I should be able to fix it there in that position, so it's quite high up, not too low. And here comes from the aquarium, the discharge. So water comes in here to the motor and then back up to the aquarium. Now I'm going to cut the other ones and we are ready. Okay, this is the whole filter system and pump, preparing it to install in my aquarium. This is an old washing machine pump. I installed a base set to hold it in place so it won't move around. This is a 3-gallon plastic container. I cut it, made these slits to ventilate the motor, to bring air for the fan. It's inside there. And this is the filter box with the water coming into there. And it comes onto the thin floss, and below that is a high density floss. Then we have the ceramic material, the activated carbon, and the pool of water where we will feed back into the aquarium. And that's it. A nice cover to keep it nice protected. And that's it. Now I won't show it in use because I don't have the aquarium yet. Once I have the aquarium installed, I'll show you how it works and how it is functioning. Well, that's it. That's the filter I created. As I said, I'll show it to you later when I have the aquarium installed. And well, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, click on the bell, and see you later. Bye bye.